People can listen to music while they're waiting. Hello! I've made it! I'm here! Doing my first ever creative writing stream ever. That was redundant. What a great way to start off a writing stream. These redundancies. Hi everybody! Thank you for everyone who's here so far. Oh my gosh, this is really cool. I'm like super nervous, not gonna lie, because I don't see too many creative writing streamers out there, so I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's like this weird pressure to like do it right. Even though all the creative writing streamers I've seen, like Miss Page, who just joined, hey, I'm so glad you're here. I think she does really well with her streams, and I kind of base the organization of my streams a lot on what she does because I thought it was really great. So giving credit where it's due. Hey, Paige, definitely follow her if you're interested in creative writing because her streams are really cool and fun and happy and positive, and it's just so much fun to be there. But yeah, so I'm really excited. I picked out a few prompts for us to write to, and then after that we can kind of, maybe we'll kind of figure out what to do from there. Hey, Bo, thanks for joining. Hope you're all doing well. But yeah, so I have some of the prompts picked out. And I want to show you where I got these prompts from. It is this amazing, amazing book called 642 Things to Write About. Oh yeah, hey Anth, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, go do your thing. It'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fun. But yeah, as you can see, the first prompt is there, and I got it from this book, which my friend Maddie got for me. And it's amazing. It's full of so many different things. And there's even like a really cool foreword in the book about how the idea for this book came around. About how like this person, the guy who wrote it, actually it's a few guys who teamed up on it. That makes it sound like it's like, they like, I don't know, they beat it up. But yeah, it made it seem like they had like this, they'd had to like write this book in 24 hours, and they came up with all these different writing ideas in 24 hours, 642 of them. I mean, like, it's a lot. But really, it's just like, you can write about anything. And this is such a fun book to get inspiration from when you really are just stuck. Hey, Eric, I'm so glad you're here. But yeah, so, the way it's going to go down. As you can see, I already have the first prompt up. Let me get a timer. I think I'm going to go for about 10 minutes each when it comes to writing these prompts. I feel like that's a pretty good time. So, I'm kind of organized here, but like my nerves are being like, hey Jeff, don't be organized now, freak out instead. But yes, so the first prompt, describe in detail the most boring thing imaginable. I thought this would be really cool because we don't often like to describe boring things. Oh, hey, also, let me get rid of... I know I didn't really want the chat on screen just because I can already see it and you all can already see the chat, so I thought it'd be redundant if I had the chat on screen too. So, whoops, forgot to hide that, but now it's hidden. But, yes, so, prompt is up on the screen. I have 10 minutes about to go on the timer on my phone. Now let me turn up the ringer so you all can hear it too. And I have some music going on in the back. Let me know if it's too loud, too soft. If you want it up a little more, I can do that. But I thought having some background music would be kind of nice for this. Still trying to find a good playlist because I read a lot about using copyrighted music on Twitch, and it scared me about getting my channel taken down. So I've been trying to find good royalty-free playlists that are good for writing. I know some creative streamers use copyrighted music and nothing happens. It's just the audio gets muted in their videos after the stream, but I don't know if I want to take that chance. Maybe one day when I'm feeling a little more brave. Today's not that day. My aesthetic is to be organized and freak out all the time at the same time. Hey, Eric, that sounds like my aesthetic to a T. Sometimes I feel like we're the same person, Eric, so hope you enjoy that. Yes, Bo, Free Music Archives is amazing. My only problem with it is that it takes forever to be searching through things. Like, I feel like it's overwhelming sometimes. Thanks, Paige. Yeah, that'd be really helpful. Okay. All right. Lots of chit-chatter happened, which is fine. I encourage it. But let's start writing. Again, for the third time, like I said. Oh my God, Jeff. Stop being overwhelmed. Okay, so prompt is up. I am going to set the timer for 10 minutes right now. Okay, something boring. I got a good one. You know what? I'm actually gonna change this song because I'm like not feeling it. Okay, this is starting out way better already. Oh, something else I forgot to mention earlier is that because I kind of want to focus on any sort of creative writing, so nonfiction, fiction, whatever kind of writing you may be doing, you can write these prompts as one of your characters that you might have, or you can write it in your own point of view. Just have at it. Do whatever feels most comfortable to you. We might be able to do some like challenges and stuff later to kind of push us out of our writing comfort zone, but for now, just do whatever feels right to you. My eyebrows? Thank you. I take pride in my creepy eyebrows. Also, hello, Oiwen? Yeah, that might be right. Thanks for joining. Hey Dylan, thanks for joining. And okay, I'll remember to try and call you Tom. I'll commit that to memory. Alright, so we're a little bit over halfway into this, about 4 minutes, 40 seconds left. You can do it. I believe in you. I always have this problem with like getting stuck. That's like a common problem. That's like not even a unique problem. Ugh. Whoa, Google Docs, thanks. Decided to freeze up for a quick little second. Alright, we're about at the 2 minutes left mark. And I don't even have 2 paragraphs, so that's great. Oh, got an email. That email says, Jeff, why? Ooh, come on, brain. Come on, brain. Ooh, that song's funky. Alright, 5 seconds left. Boop, 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 boop. Oh my god. I didn't push the right button. Alright, finish up this sentence that you were on, and then we can talk about what happened. Okay, whew, that was a little more of a rough one than I thought it was going to be. A green horn? What do you mean, Dylan? What I use for my writing, right now I've been using Google Docs to write things, and then if I need to transfer them somewhere else, then I do. When I'm writing my blog posts, I usually use my Squarespace site backend thing to write them, because the formatting's really nice and I enjoy that. Whoa, hey, Streamlab alerts. I don't know who just followed, but I don't have... Let me refresh the thingy. Because I need the Streamlab alerts above everything else. What? Come on. I'm sorry, guys. I did not mean to be organizing things while this happened. But I can go into my emails and figure out who just... Saphira900, thank you for the follow. I'm sorry that it didn't appear better on the screen, but it did now. It will now. Things will now. So, have fun. Oh, you try to describe a table? Yeah. I don't know that I'd be able to do that as easily as maybe you did. Writing the MCMA story, awake at 3 a.m. Hotel room, set of a creepy scene. This party wants to drop this story and write some paranormal humor. I almost read that as humor. I don't know why. Paranormal horror. That sounds really exciting. I am really into horror stuff. Yeah, so what I ended up doing was I had I kind of based this off a main character of a post-apocalyptic story I've been working on, and I kind of was doing like a little flashback of her helping her dad paint her sister's room, because she has an older sister who was gone for college. I'm not sure if I'm deciding if she's going to be either gone for college during the apocalypse or... well, I mean, duh, it'll be like before the apocalypse, but yeah. Yeah, they're like helping her paint her rooms as like a surprise for when she comes back. And the main character hates painting the room. I might read a little bit of it, but something I want to set up real quick is I'm not getting the chat up while I'm actually writing. I have to keep going back to my Twitch dashboard, and that's not really like, ugh. Person is new to experience. That's fine. No, just we're all here to help. So no, don't feel bad about having to ask questions like that. I think it's a good one to start. WordPress is really a good place to start with writing if you want to get it at least just shared and out into the world. Other than that, I don't know that I'd recommend, like, because I use Squarespace, but I don't know that I'd recommend that unless you're like really like trying to like format a site around it. WordPress does have good features like that, but again, if you want to pay for things. But if you want to go as low budget as possible, definitely start with WordPress, because I think theirs is really good. So I'm gonna open up a chat box in a new window. That way I can see it while I'm writing. That should help. Okay. So I think I'm gonna read a little bit of what I wrote. If you guys feel like sharing any of the things that you wrote, quick little lines or something, like, go for it. Like, I want to see what you guys written. If you don't want to, no pressure. But yeah, I would love to see it. But let me find a document. Okay. First paragraph. It's a little rough, not gonna lie. I gripped the handle loosely, rolling the paint-coated foam roller up and down the wall, the sounds of paint seeping off of the foam and onto the wall, making my skin crawl. It sounded like mac and cheese stirring, which everyone knows is my least favorite kind of noise. Why my dad had me help him with a task that actually made my skin want to slip off and crawl away was a mystery to me. Maybe he was a sadist. He was so mysterious, and I felt like I never knew much about him, despite half my genetic code being made of him. That's about all I got that was like coherent. The beginning of my second paragraph started to get weird, and I won't share it right now. But if I can work with it, maybe I'll share it in the future. Where did my other window go? Writer's Cafe. That's not one I've heard of. I slowly drifted. The large freckled lawn. Ooh, bow. I like that. Definitely getting like the picture of it. That's really good. Okay. Let's throw up the next prompt, shall we? Let's see. Where is my notes? I gotta get to my notes. Ooh. I didn't want to start with this one because I don't know, like, maybe I should have started with this one because it's actually a pretty cool one. Bam. I saw this prompt and I immediately vibed with it, mostly because the main character of my post-apocalyptic story that I'm eventually going to start writing, for the life of me, have not started, and that's my own problem, and I really need to fix that. But I saw this, and I was like, ooh, she's bitter enough to just light things on fire. This would be great to use for her. So, this is the prompt that I have now picked. Yeah, aw, it was actually the reaction I had, Paige. Ooh, I'm glad that this fits your scene perfectly, so it's like in my mind's eye, I knew something was going to happen with that. So, let's get to my document, and we'll start the timer in a second. Let me open things up. I couldn't get this chat box smaller than I have it, but let me have it right up there. Okay, that'll work. That'll work. All right. Please shrink this tab a little bit. Bring this one down. Sorry, I should have organized this a little better before I started, but I didn't realize how much stuff I was going to be taking up. Ah, aha! I found it. This is... nope, just kidding. Haha! Does this ever happen to you? I'm sure it does. I'm sure I'm not the only one. This is not a very unique problem. Oh, this is perfect. I just did it. Perfect. Oh, thank you, Paige. You know, it's funny because I was thinking about how the roller goes up and down, and like you hear that, like, I was about to try to imitate the noise, and I don't want to do that because it's gross. But yeah, because like the way it does, it just sounds kind of like you're going through the mac and cheese, and I don't. Ooh, ever since stirring the mac, no, it's okay. It's not what I need. It's not for me. Not for me. All right. So, current prompt: set something on fire. Let me get to my timer. It's not open right now. That's the wrong thing. That's my sleep cycle app. We don't need to be sleep cycling. Okay. Let's do a little less time. Now we'll stick with 10. I thought that was a pretty good amount of time. Time to set the motel on fire. I like that idea. That's a nice idea. Okay, so 10 minutes on the timer, and we are going to start it now. Ugh. I didn't like the way this started. Dang it. It's already not making sense. was on fire when I laid down on it. Huh. That might be something I have to check out now. What is this? That's okay. I might have to find a new playlist, because this is not the one I was thinking of. It was an interesting remix of Silent Night. This is a little bit better. And your mother... Ooh, what's your mother tongue? I'm curious. Ooh, Czech. That's interesting. That's cool. Look at that. I'm getting international up in here. Alright, we're 5 minutes in now, so it's about the halfway mark. Bo, you get that fly. You tell it, no. This is my house. Oh, I mean that's fine. I mean this is mostly for you. I mean you don't feel any pressure to share it. If it takes like extra work, or if you like it's just something you don't feel like you want to share, it's fine. But yeah, like if you ever feel like translating it, even just whispering it to me or something, like go for it. I'd be up for reading anything that any of you guys are writing. Ooh, trapped it in a window. Good job. That's some pretty good, some pretty good stuff. We got 10 seconds left. Boop, 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 boop. Ugh. Okay. That one ended up being a little more rough for me than I was thinking. Maybe because I haven't fully encapsulated the voice of my main character yet. I'm also not planning on writing her in first person, and I've been writing these things in first person, but I feel like that's just been a way for me to try and get in tune with her a bit more. Because in my mind, I know who she is, and I know what I want her to be like, but to actually execute that is a little different, you know? Let's see. Oh, but yeah. So I had a scene in mind, and I had kind of like an interest, like a what I wanted to happen in that scene, but it didn't work out exactly the way I was thinking it would. That's just writing in a in a nutshell. Just a couple of paragraphs from the motel room setting on fire. Ooh, yeah. Exciting. The anticipation is nearing. As his eyes drifted, the room suddenly stopped. A dark figure sat across the room, corner of the side of the window's light. Didn't move, didn't make a noise, didn't react to the eyes now on it. The room was stagnant, not a molecule moving. Ooh, I feel tense reading that. The tension is building. Oh, that's exciting. I really like that. Yeah, so what ended up happening with mine is I tried to base this around her, again, kind of a flashback, but like my main character, her name's Mariah. It's her first, what are words? What am I saying? Her first encounter with the infected people from the apocalypse. And she had just, to set the premise a little bit, these infected and that I'm creating in the story they're not necessarily like zombies in the sense where they're dead, so you feel like killing them like is just. These are like people who have been infected and their fear levels have been risen to like beyond phobic, like it's crazy intense fear. So a big theme in the story will end up being like these are people, and like if we kill them in defense, even though they're like scared out of their minds, we still killed a person, like, and that sucks. Because even though like they're lost beyond comprehension of like this fear that's inside them, they're still, I mean, it's still early enough in the apocalypse where they're hoping that there can be a cure. And like there's definitely like a lot of people who feel like there could be a cure and they're trying to figure that out, but she found herself in a position where she had to kill one. And the reaction she gives isn't one that she necessarily thinks, because she was on board with trying not to kill any of them. But then this moment in her past kind of changes her a little bit, as far as it kind of puts her more in a neutral position when the story is starting. I barreled down the staircase in a panic and turned the corner to see Billy. Two great slices of burnt toast and coffee that smelled like I've been resting for days. Paige, I love yours. Just because it's so funny, because like I can see my family saying something like that, so I really relate to the scene that you created. That was really cool. Thank you. Also, yeah, I've been trying to work. I think I've been taking too long to work out this concept, so I need to like just jump in it now, because I know a lot of the creation of this concept will just come as I'm writing it naturally. But I did want to read. I do want to read this one off, because I kind of like the way it turned out. Let me see. Okay. I watched the rabid thing die in front of me, making sure to run off before the purple spores it emitted would cling on to me. Quick side note, something I'm including in there is the way that this virus spreads is once they die, the spores inside them from the thing emit. So killing them is not only unjust, but it's dangerous. So, after the spores settled, I walked toward the body, the sound of my Converse against the grass being the only sound that I could hear. For whatever reason, I just felt angry at this thing. It was the first one I've killed, but instead of feeling traumatized, I just felt pissed. The fear it caused seemed monumental to the fear it actually contained in its stupid head, and I hated it for that. They were people, and I understood that. But they are people who let their goddamn fear get the best of them, and what kind of excuse was that to terrorize people just trying to get by? I remember I had a lighter in my pocket, and all I could think about then was watching it disintegrate, wither away, and just die. So, yeah, I wanted to try and get her to kind of change in there, to be like, whereas she started off being a little scared of the apocalypse, it was kind of just like, yeah, these things are people, but like, they suck. These people suck. Seems about rough as well, based on the memory. Oh, that's still cool though. Yeah, I like burning old barns, you know. That can be a very traumatic moment in anybody's past. Yeah. With parental supervision. Whew. Sounds intense. All right. Let's see. Let's move on to my next prompt. What was it? Oh, okay. Well, I have 3 left that I picked out. And I want to see, which one should I do next? Okay, I got it. This one was fun. I thought it was a fun one to do, just because it can really come on, Jeff, words. It can work out for so many different character types and so many just different people that I thought it was going to be a fun time. So, again, yeah. So, write this as a character. Write this as about somebody you know. Do whatever you want with this. Let's see. I should put it in quotes, because that feels like it's a little more fitting. Can you actually see the quotes? Yeah. OBS puts like a red outline on things, so like it didn't look like anything changed, but I'm sure it did. Okay. I actually saw a play recently. It burns, so I guess it's on fire. Description of the fire there is so good and dramatic. Ooh. Interesting. Yeah, that would actually be a really interesting exercise, which I guess could have been executed there. Was just like describing something as it's being lit on fire and just kind of as it disintegrates. Yeah, that would have been really fun. Okay. Let me take a quick sip of water. I feel like that could be a reason why my speaking is crazy. This is a little different for me because I've been streaming video games, which I still intend to keep doing, but like I don't feel like I have to talk as much in it. I just have to react to what's happening in the games. So it's like talking so much during a stream is new to me, but I'm excited. This is very exciting. Thank you all for being here again so much. You guys are all amazing. I'm so glad that you're here, and I hope you're having fun. All right, so we have the new prompt. She was crazy that way. I'm going to set the timer for... Let's do a few minutes shorter this time. Like, let's go 8. How's 8? 8 minutes sounds pretty good, right? Cool. I have no idea what I'm going to do for this one yet. For the other ones, I had somewhat of an idea, but this one I have no idea yet. So, we are going to start the timer in 3, 2, now. Okay. She was crazy that way. Aw, thank you. I'm glad that I'm one of the more interesting small streamers. I'm glad you think that way. That's flattering. Okay. She was crazy that way. In what way was she crazy? Who is the crazy? Who is this? Who are you? Who are you, crazy lady? Oh no, a minute's almost passed and I haven't thought of anything. No, Crowdfire alert, go away. Always jump into crazy cat ladies when it comes to describing someone as crazy. That's okay. Crazy cat ladies make for good genres. They make for good characters. They're always that one character that keeps you guessing. The Cat Lady is a horror game? I want to play that game. That sounds like it's actually amazing. Alright, we're about 3 minutes, 30 seconds. I forgot to talk about the halfway point. Not that I have to, but it's a good. I'll have to check out that video just to see if it's something I want to play. Just based on the sound of that game, though, I definitely want to play. Ooh, good job. Always feels good when you finally get that scene in there. Yeah, that's probably a pretty hard scene to write too, because there's probably a lot of detail you had to get in there. You wanted to get it just right. Oh, the direction I went for this prompt ended up not being what I wanted it to be. Oof. Alright, there's the timer. Oh. So I thought that one was going to be... Oh, God. I thought it was going to be a little more fun than I... It was fun. But, like, I based it off, like, somebody I know. So it was one of those things where it was like really hard to get the details down perfectly. So it was a mess. But I tried. Oh my god, why is there Christmas music on this? You know what? I did pick just like a general one, so that makes sense. I didn't really like find like because I was trying to look for like a good. I like indie music when I'm trying to write, kind of like slightly upbeat, but not super upbeat, because I feel like it's like enough to keep me concentrated, but like not so much that it like overstimulates me and I'm like, oh my god, I have no idea what's happening. But yeah, so I just this prompt. Yeah, I based it off of somebody, and it turned out okay. It started turning into just like a more general description of this person as opposed to like an actual scene, but that's okay. Whatever helps, right? Got past the burning motel room. Spoiler: it was a dream, and continued. Started showing a scene from Paige's dream. Aw, yeah. That sounds really good. Yeah, and I understand having those like certain characters that you just love writing as. I had a story that I wrote a long time ago that it was for one of my creative writing classes, and I wrote this short novel. It was supposed to be our big project for the semester, and the story was about two friends, and I loved writing scenes between them. I didn't even really like my protagonist that much. Like, I understood him enough to write as him, but I didn't particularly enjoy him as a character. But Rosie Loves Hearts, thank you for the follow. So nice of you. What was I thinking? What? But yeah, like I loved the friend because he was so warm and like also witty. So like he had this like caring kind of humor about people. So it was really fun to write as like them together because like what the thing essentially was about fire and ice, and like the main character was the ice, and he was supposed to be kind of warmed up by the passionate other character. So yeah, like it was fun to write as them because it was, you know, like this like warming of people, and I don't know. That's one of my favorite people to write between. Oh, hey, no, Paige, that's totally fine. This was kind of a hard prompt anyway. It was interesting for me to try to write in it. Dylan, you were so close. So close to what? To what? Yeah, but yeah, you had some other writing going on, Paige, so totally work on filling those scenes if you'd like. I'll read the first I'll read the first paragraph from this one because I like it a little more than I like the second one. So, how is she crazy? I guess it was hard to point at any particular thing she was crazy about, to be honest. She cleaned counters that were already cleaner than you can imagine, loved all fruit except for berries, and would rather eat a burger full of preservatives than a burger made by an experienced burger chef. She was crazy enough to think a burger chef isn't even a real thing. The second paragraph, it was starting off almost redundant, so I'm going to scrap that whole paragraph anyway. It ended on a good note, but I was not feeling strongly about it. Tried sending the interaction because it's funny, but I think it's too long. Aw, thanks, Paige. So close to getting the dramatic build-up. Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh. Bo sent us a lot to read. I'm excited. We're talking about the dream. You said I was dead, right? Basil confirmed that he was dead. Charles said, pulling this guy just burst into flames. I think we took another fry. No, the floor around him did. Ah, I remember this from the other stream. Yeah, that was the prompt. I love that scene. That's a really good scene, Bo. I feel like I'm like there with them almost. Like I can see like the movie. I can almost see it like playing out like a movie, like how they'd be filmed like right there, and then like panning back to like the fries being taken and whatnot. That's cool. I love it. I love it. Here I couldn't really hear the alert things happen, so I'm gonna turn up the volume on them a little bit. I might have to do this later, actually. Because there's a lot of things I have to change if I want to... Yeah, I have to go in on like every single one. So we'll wait until I'm done streaming for that. But I turned up the follow one at least. Okay, so are we ready for another prompt? Waggles eyebrows. I have someone I've been following on here, and he waggles his eyebrows a lot. So I feel like I've been like waggling my eyebrows too. I can tell you really love them a lot because it feels natural when I'm reading that scene. Like you've really thought about their interactions with each other, and I think that works really well. Okay, to my next prompt. Boop, 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 boop. You like my eyebrows, so I'll waggle them as much as I can. That was weird. Okay. So I got 2 more prompts left that I picked out. This one, let's see. All right. The worst thing that could happen. If I'm basing this off of my story right now, it's the apocalypse. So I mean, like, the worst thing that can happen is that who knows? Who knows? The worst thing that can happen is that they die, I guess. But also, even worse than that, everyone just turns into these fear things. But who knows? That might not even be the worst of it. Hey, if you love the way I waggle my eyebrows, I'll take it. Because, you know, if it's one of the only interesting things I've got going for me, I will hold on to it, firmly grasp it, and run with it. I look like I'm being really violent with my fist. I'm not. I'm just gripping my eyebrow stuff with love. Time to talk about stakes in the stakes in the story. Ooh. All right. So, I forgot like the exact wording of the prompt. The worst thing that could happen. Okay, so. Oh, I love this song. Okay, I'm done. Done with that. But, the worst thing that could happen. Gonna do this prompt. It's gonna be a fun time. Maybe. Who knows, I might not be able to think of anything, and it might just... But, so we're going to start the timer again. We'll do 8 minutes again. I like this. I mean, you can send it and we can definitely bookmark it for later. Like, maybe after this writing prompt, we can throw it in there and see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to set the timer for 8 minutes. So, here we go. Ooh, I actually thought of a really good scene for this now, so I'm excited. Oh, I might have to turn something off. Links are allowed, but I think I might have it blocked. Unbeknownst to me, though. Oh, no, it works. Yeah, I think I allowed them. Cool. I will check that out. Either after the stream or during the stream. We'll see what happens. Oh my god. I had this scene so down and then I like hit like a sudden, almost like there's just like a pillar right in, like just right smack dab in front of me, and I just smacked right into it. Oh no! Hopefully you don't see that happen right now. That would even be scary in the daytime. Like, ooh. Like if someone's face just, cause like I have my window open over here, like if someone's face just appeared, like I'd be done. I'd be out. Bye! That is creepy AF. Would you even say that it's a little creepy? Or maybe spoopy? Maybe a little bit of both. Maybe one or the other. It's whatever you want it to be. Too spoopy for me. God, I have a thought that I need to get out. Okay, we got about 28 seconds left. Dang it! I just started to get into a good thing too, so I might continue this one later, but I need to finish the sentence at least. Nope, nope. I like Christmas music, but nope. Yeah, I will not be using this playlist again. But I do have another one saved, so let me grab that one instead. We'll do this one. That's better. Okay. Oh, I wanted to finish that sentence. Okay. Watched Hercule Pilot. Oh no. Yeah, I feel like a lot of things I watched as a kid ended up scaring me a little bit, even though they weren't like that scary. 500 words from today's writing goal. Bo, excellent work. That's great. 500 words writing goal. Is that like a set writing goal? Or I know Camp NaNoWriMo happens around this time. Maybe? Man, Tom, you watched a lot of things that kids shouldn't watch, apparently. That's fine. Things happen like that. Hey, Bo, you'll get there with your story. I feel like you will. I don't necessarily have like the second half of my story figured out. Like I have a lot of hello. I have a lot of things figured out, like up to like the halfway point, and then I'm not quite sure what I want like the turning point to be in the story. So yeah, it's fine. Writers are like, we just kind of make these things up as we go along. X-Files fanfics, that's so cool. I actually think that's amazing. I never finished X-Files. I got like I think I finished season 3 or got close. I loved it and I feel like I should go back to it. But I did write a lot of Teen Wolf and Supernatural fanfics. Maybe I'll dig those up someday and share them with people. They were bad. I self-inserted myself into one of the Supernatural stories, and it was bad. So bad. I made a love triangle. Oh, I was the worst. And I was the middle of the love triangle. I hated it. I hated that I did this. So many of my wish ones. Yeah, your story's gonna get there. It kind of, it figures itself out as you're writing it. Because I know that, like, stories I've written for classes, like, that I took in the past, I felt like it wasn't gonna end right. And I feel like the way I ended it could have been better. So I feel like, you know, we know in our gut, like, what is the best way to finish our story. So I think we just kind of have to trust it, even if we don't know it at the moment. Like, our gut will lead us to the right spot. I feel, Paige, I feel you. I feel like that's one of those things where it's like, people just do it. It just happens, you know? You aren't like an actual fanfic writer unless you've done it. I'm not going to say that because that's actually not true. But most of us have dabbled in it. We want to put ourselves in these stories. Ooh, treasure trove of self-insert Harry Potter and Twilight fics? Boom. That sounds interesting. Lord of the Rings, the weirdest one was the Newsies. The Newsies? That'd be an interesting story to self-insert. Like, why? Girl, I feel you. Project my personality into character. Yeah, see, Tom, that's something I do too with a lot of my main characters is they will be like, their dominant personality trait will end up being something that, what am I trying to think of? Their dominant personality trait will be like an exaggerated version of something of mine. Like one of my, the short novel that I wrote for one of my fiction writing classes, I was a very bitter soul at the time, and I, not as bitter as what I made the main character become, but, definitely bitter to a point. He was definitely bitter to a point where it was like over the top. So I like really like fed off of that bitterness and like made it something extreme for him. So I don't feel like that's uncommon. So I think that's definitely an easy way to like get main characters out there, because with this girl that I'm writing right now, I'm not super comfortable with her yet. Like, I know I will get to that point where I am, but like, she's not necessarily like me. Like, I have certain moments where I feel like her, but like, they're deep rooted moments that like have a heavy filter for me. So like, she's unapologetic about a lot of things. She just does things and she doesn't care what people think, even though she kind of cares about what they think. But for the most part, she knows that it's whatever, it's fine. But yeah, so I think it's good. Yeah, no, like, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you don't, nowadays it's so easy to figure out like the personalities of writers because you have so much press going on about them, so where you can figure out what their personality is. But like, for the most part, you're not going to know that they inserted themselves in the story. So like, if it's easier for you to do that, who's gonna know? Oops. I definitely feel like we need to relate on some level, and I think that definitely helps us drive the story for sure. Yeah, Dylan, that's perfect, because I think it helps with motivating you to write as that character. If you can't relate to the main character, even to something you consume, if you can't relate to the main character, even if you don't like the main character, you have to be able to relate to them on some level. So like, yeah, like if taking personality traits from you is what helps you relate to the character, then by all means, go for it. I'm going to read a little bit from this prompt, because I actually liked where this started to go. But yeah, let's see. Okay, so prompt, the worst thing that could happen. So I should have expanded on this a little more, but like I started it off as if like Mariah's friend that she's with in the apocalypse, Ethan, as if he had kind of asked a question before this, like similar to like what's the worst that can happen. So here we go. Did you really just ask me that? Mariah said, trying to hold back a full-on laughing fit. What? Ethan asked, sounding offended. It's not like it's quite the end yet. It's the fucking apocalypse, she said. It's already the worst it can get. But we're still alive, right? There's still a chance for us to make it to the other side of this mess. Mariah's left brow rose. A chance, eh? There's always a chance. We're stuck up in your apartment, still live streaming video games as if people aren't trying to kill each other outside. We're not exactly creating any chances for ourselves to make it out of here. Oh, we aren't? Mariah moved to the edge of her seat, the grin on Ethan's face acting as a catalyst for her interest peaking. So, I got excited about this scene because I wanted to somehow include an origin story. Starting dinner, but it's been super fun hanging out. Oh, thank you, Paige. I'm so glad you had a lot of fun. Have fun making dinner. I hope, sure it's going to be delicious. But yeah, thank you for stopping by while you could. But yeah, so I really wanted to try and figure out like an origin story for my characters, like in how their presence in this world got started. Because I included my recent Twitch knowledge in there. And these two are video game live streamers that live stream as a pair on the same channel. And this is where Ethan is going to get his idea to continue to stream in the apocalypse and kind of try to be like this beacon of hope for people, because they I'm going to try to establish that they have a large audience already, so and they can use that large audience. You know, a lot of the people who are watching them might not have access to like a computer anymore because it is the apocalypse, so that sucks. But the people who still can, they can still find them, they can still follow them, but they're trying to use their platform as like a beacon of hope in a time where everyone is scared, to really kind of inspire people to fight back. So I'm excited to keep that one going, because I think I'm going to use that as part of their little origin story. It's real cute. They're going to be cute friends. A lot of not so cute things are going to happen to them, but they're cute friends. They are definitely ooh, excuse me, they're cute. So I have one more prompt from the 642 things to write about. Sad Paige is going to miss this one because I think it's funny, but I'm excited for this, and I'll tell you why after I throw it up. Boom. Boxers or briefs? Discuss. So, I used to work at a men's underwear company. That job ended about a month and a few weeks ago, and so I have a lot of insight into the men's underwear world. So this boxers and brief question didn't happen as much as you think it would happen, being someone who works in the men's underwear world, but it's funny still. So I'm gonna set a little less time for this one. So let's do 7 minutes. That's only 1 minute less, but that's fine. Okay, so let's get my thing up, and we are going to start the timer. Ooh, are they going to be bonding over underwear talks? Because I like this. I like where that's going. But yeah, feel free to write as characters, or if you just want to write from your own point of view on this, anything works. But yeah, definitely if writing it from a character perspective would be a really interesting thing to do. Because this is an age-old question. It's never going to go away. I don't think it's ever going to go away. It will always be there. Boxers or briefs? Who knows? Okay, so I'm going to start the timer for 7 minutes. Ready and go. Oh, I really like this song that I just played. That was really good vibes. God, I want to open up like a coffee shop with this kind of music in it. That's a very lofty goal. Oh my god. No spelling things wrong. Don't do that, Jeff. Though I did read somewhere that's like write like a drunk man, but like edit like God, I wish I remembered the end of it. Basically, it's like write like you don't give a care about what is coming out of your brain, but like edit like someone who's like gonna pay attention to every detail. So like the writing process, don't worry about all the mistakes you're making, but my brain doesn't work like that. All right, so we're halfway into the timer. Dang it, I hit a roadblock on this one. Right? I definitely look back at some past writing and I'm like, what was I thinking? Yeah, I definitely go through and edit my things like so many times, and I like will even like read through and edit it again, knowing that it was still fine before. Oh no, the fly! Find that fly! Get that fly! Tell it doesn't belong here. Go back to your home. Oh. Timer's done. I just want to finish the sentence. Oh, this one ended up going all over the place. Whew. I just kind of did like a stream of consciousness about boxers versus briefs because I had a lot of time to think about this while I was working at the men's underwear company. But yeah, it was kind of being somewhat of a messy stream of consciousness because I have a lot of thoughts about boxers versus briefs, but at the same time, I don't particularly care that much. I will say I do prefer briefs to boxers, but like I like kind of like the mid-cut ones because there's like a cut in between boxers and briefs. They're not called boxer briefs. I believe they're called trunks. I like that because they fit nicely on me. That's all I'm going to say about that. Even skipping letters and even words. Hey, I've done that too. And yeah, it usually happens when I'm tired. So maybe you do got to get a little bit of sleep. Are you struggling with this one too, Dylan? Yeah, like this one was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. Even, with my two-ish years, almost 2 years of being surrounded by men in underwear. I'll go ahead and read mine, even though it's definitely a little messy. Time to finally set up the less frustrated banter to flirty banter as Giles and Basil get to know each other. Ooh. Okay, can I just say, Bo, I love that one of your characters' names is Basil. Like, it's never a name I've heard before, but, like, it's adorable. Like, that so works as a name for somebody. Alright, let's read this off. Because I actually kind of like this. It was kind of cute. I wrote it in a weird voice. Don't know how that happened. Okay, so boxers or briefs? Discuss. Briefs, clearly. Okay, I get that sometimes they can look like a goddamn diaper, but if they're done right, they can be the hottest thing around your junk. Oh, it's starting to sound promotional now. Wearing boxers to me is just weird, They're like a pair of shorts under your pants. Why would you want to wear a pair of shorts under your pants? Wouldn't you want to be less constricted? This has to do with society, doesn't it? Something about how men are sexier when they wear more clothing. I mean, people out there have a suit fetish. Does that mean they also have a stinky man covered in sweat fetish? Don't answer that. I know it exists. Anyway, boxers just cover up more of the body. and they're all loose and shit, letting your balls get all misplaced and flying about. What the hell is sexy about that? I mean, guys aren't buying underwear to feel sexy, but can't we at least find a happy medium between functional and damn, you hot? Underwear like that exists, of course, but I guess the other half I meant to say of the battle is actually getting these boys to buy them. Adorable name for the 7-foot ginger giant. That's adorable though. Like, if I met an adorable 7-foot ginger giant named Basil, I'd be like, oh my god, you're cute. That's cute. Maybe be a little scared because 7 feet is tall. But cute. True, I like briefs. I just like things tight down there. Hey, there's something secure about feeling like nothing's gonna move about, you know? I'm glad this is getting a little bit off topic, but almost actually right on topic. I like that underwear is starting to get a little bit tighter. I had to get used to it because at first I was like, I don't know if I like the way this feels, but now it's like I almost prefer it because it's like everything feels more secure. We're gonna stop talking about my junk now, but it's not necessarily my junk, but. Gingerbeard, hello! No, the freedom. I understand everybody's preferences with underwear. It's different for everybody. But, yes. Oh, something I wanted to show you guys before I started, and I didn't really get a chance to do this. But I wanted to celebrate my first writing stream by getting really in the spirit. You probably saw that it says prose right here. There's more to it. Let me show you. Pros before bros. Pros before bros. It's like my aesthetic. It is my aesthetic. I'm basically doing a yoga chair pose to show you guys this, but oh my god. It is one of my favorite shirts that I own. And it's my aesthetic because writing comes before dumb boys all the time. But if some dumb boy wants to do something with me and I need to write something, it's writing first. I only say that about dumb boys. A lot of boys I know aren't dumb. My tattoo, it is, let me get it up there. I'm not angling it very well, god damn it. There, oh that's kind of good. It is a geometric lion with rainbow color scheme. I got it because it's a mix of, I feel pretty in tune with my zodiac sign, which is Leo. So I wanted to get a tattoo to represent that. And then I wanted to combine some other aspect of me with it instead of just getting a lion, because if I just got a lion, it would be like, you have a lion on you. So I got it rainbow to celebrate my identity as a gay male. So I liked it because she did a really interesting job with the color scheme. I'll show it one more time. I thought she was going to kind of do like a gradient pattern with the rainbow and kind of go with like the Roy G. Biv in like succession, I guess is the best word I can think of. But for the most part, I love the way she did it. I like the way that she rearranged the colors and it made it really cool. Not rainbow though, different ones. Oh yeah, I've seen glimpses of it on your stream. And it's cool. You have more tattoos than me though, and I'm a little bit jealous. I'll get to my second tattoo at some point. I just gotta save up some money. I also have to get more money. Oh, thank you, Bo. I'm glad you love it. Oh, Dylan, first tattoo. Yeah, they're expensive, especially depending on which artist you go to. The artist I went to, I feel like she has a pretty high rate compared to others. However, she is a damn talented artist. I follow her on Instagram too, and she is always cranking out such good stuff. No, never mind. But yeah, I loved her. It costs a lot of money, and I feel like I could probably find someone else who does it for cheaper, but I trust her now. So like, I'm probably going to go back to her if I ever get another tattoo. Thank you. Thank you, Gingerbeard. I said jank you. No, that's not what I meant. Same first tattoo now. I'm getting the star design from Bowie's last album behind me. Oh, Bo, I can't wait to see that. Whenever that happens, I hope you show me a photo because I'm excited about that. I have two, both are maple leaf, same spot. That's cool. I like that, Gingerbeard. I like seeing people's creative like mindsets with their tattoos. I feel like no shade to anybody, but like I feel like some people get tattoos for the wrong reasons, and I feel like that they just kind of throw things on their body. And I get it. Your body is your canvas. You choose to do what you want to do with it. But like sometimes I see tattoos and I'm like, well, what was the reasoning behind that? And then I'm like, whatever. It's your body. At the end of the day, it's your body. See, Bo, I understand that. That's kind of how I feel with my tattoos too. I feel like in general you come to appreciate them more if they have to do with something that you're connected to. So if it's, super important people in your life that you know are never going to leave you, that are always going to be sticking around, or if there's like something about like a personality aspect about you that will stick with you for your whole life. Like I'm thinking about my next tattoo either being Sailor Moon related because Sailor Moon's been in my life since I was like 5 years old. No, like eight-ish, but it's been the fandom that I've felt the most passionate about throughout the years. I've only seen certain ones, but like I'm now a 24-year-old who still loves Sailor Moon. Final Fantasy's been in my life for longer, so I thought about getting a tattoo that was with Final Fantasy, but the game I haven't been loving the games as much, and I feel like that could go either way. So like I don't want to get that on my body and then be like, eh. But I could get it related to like my favorite Final Fantasy game, which I know my love for it will never die. So I'll have to think about that one a little bit more. You have a friend with a huge Sailor Moon tattoo on her arm? Oh my god. I feel like I'm already friends with her now. Oh, Bo, I really like that. That's really cool. Yeah, having a long distance family probably does suck. So it's nice to have that little reminder. Uh, so you can always think about them. Stream Heroes, Sephiroth. Ooh, Sephiroth tattoo would be really cool. I don't know that I would get a Sephiroth tattoo, but I could see somebody getting a really cool Sephiroth tattoo. All right. I need to get some more water. I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back and we can kind of just do some free writing, maybe talk about what we're working on, and I'll let you know what I'm working on when I get back. Where's the BRB screen? There we go. Wrong screens. Haha. Panicked a little bit. Okay. I'm back from outer space. Just turn around now. See that look upon your face. I don't think I got those lyrics right. That's fine. Alright, let me change the prompt up here. Let me see how this fits. Oh, not bad. Cool. All right, cool. Yeah, now we can, you feel free to write some things that maybe you were working on. If one of these prompts stuck out to you and you want to keep working on them, go for it. If you have something else that you wanted to work on that you might, maybe you have a story that you've been working on or some other project, go for it. Hang out. If you get stuck, feel free to shout out in the chat. We can keep chit-chatting, doing our hangout thing. But yeah, use this time to be working on some of the things that you already have going for you right now. Because what I'm trying to do with these streams is to kind of create an environment that's like we're hanging out in the same like sort of coffee shop or area, just like writing, We're all just kind of talking to each other about what we're writing and whatnot. Watch Sailor Moon. No, I don't hate you for it. Of course not. Sailor Moon is about... How do I explain this? Gosh, I've been watching the new series, which is supposed to be based off the manga, whereas the old anime was kind of its own thing. But essentially, it's about this girl who gets these magical powers in order to fight sort of other planet monsters that try to cause destruction on Earth. A beautiful bi girl. That's a good one. I approve. But yeah, so she's fighting evil by moonlight and winning love by daylight. That's kind of what she does. But yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. And she meets like her other Sailor Scouts and what else? What else am I trying to think of? But yeah, if someone has a better description than what I try to go for, please feel free to throw it in there, because I did not do it justice, even though I love this show. Dang it, I might have to move my blog post that I'm working on to a Google Doc, because I can't see my chat and... Dang it, I can't see my chat and the blog post at the same time, because the way my blog post is working, it's covering more of the screen than I would like it to. It's canon gay couple and Sailor Moon's what's funny about that is I felt like she could be when she's talking about, I think when in the new anime, when she meets, I think both when she meets Sailor Jupiter and Mars, she talks about them like she could have crushes on them, because she thought that like I think she said that she thought that like Mars was really pretty and like she was like drawn to her almost. And I don't know if that was her like in a way that it was like drawn to like her spiritual elements, that like she has like that she's in tune with like the spirits, but I totally can see that she is bi, and I'm glad that has been like confirmed canon. Never saw Detective Kohan. I did watch Yu Yu Hakusho and I liked it. I didn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh too much, but I was into it.
Never really got into Digimon though. I enjoyed it, but Pokemon was still where I was at when I was younger. Literal heart eyes when she meets Mars. That's right. That's right. I remember. She was like, definitely like, oh, hello. Yeah, Gingerbeard. I was really upset because like I was like, finally they have a queer character on this show, and then he was gone. I was like, why do you do this to me? I just want a gay person. Because I love Agents of Shield, but like, and they have very diverse racial and like gender representation, and I'm all for that. But like, queer character, please. Like even if they like, I just queer character, please. I might have to look into Detective Kohan because I don't know that I've ever heard of that. You know, I can actually work this blog post to... Ah, there we go. It's a very small screen that I'm working with right now, but hey, do what you gotta do. Okay, we'll keep working on my visibility blog post because in case you didn't know, it's Pride Month. So I wanted to start writing some things that had to do with Pride Month. So I decided to write something on visibility. Yeah, definitely we need more trans characters too. More trans gays, please. Oh, we went to a different show? Yeah, that seems to be the thing that happens the most. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Yeah, I noticed that. Like, when I see, like, characters on other shows, then I notice that, like... I'm like, oh, so maybe they're leaving this show soon. Shaman King. That sounds familiar. I don't know that I ever saw it, but it does sound familiar. The thing about blogging for me is like I write it in my own voice, but it's like, I don't know, it feels so weird sometimes because it's like I try to ride the fine line between like how I would actually say things and like trying to make myself sound a little bit smarter than I actually am. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, it's hard because, you know, writers have their reasons for canceling why it gets canceled. You know, sometimes it just doesn't get the support that it needs, but at least they kind of tried to wrap things up well. Ah, Trump. I try to stay away from talking about him on my streams, but because I have a lot to say about him, but at the same time, I don't feel like I have a lot to say about him anymore because I'm so normalized to his hate and all these things. I gotta go start cleaning up. Thank you so much, Bo. I'm so glad that you want to return. I'm glad you had fun, and yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing these more for sure. Yeah, articles on Facebook make me sad all the time too, but I hate that I've been normalized to like the things that have been going on with him, but like every day I hear about something new and it's like, it's how we are now. I don't want it to be normalized, but here we are. Yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. has been... How do I say this gently? How the most recent season I thought was amazing, but there was definitely a season where I was kind of like, I'd be okay if I didn't have to watch this show ever again. I think it was this previous season before this one. Like, I don't know, I just didn't like the way I think it was season 3 or 4. I don't remember, but I just didn't really like the way the previous season ended. Not the one that just happened, but the one before it. Oh, cool, Dylan. I'm glad. I'm glad this is a new experience for you. It's definitely... Speed writing... I was always taught by my teachers, like, it's just a way for you to be writing. Because we often get in our heads planning a lot, and we don't just write. And we have to just write, and that's how we get the ideas flowing and really get the inspiration happening. Because the more you write, the better you're going to get at it. That's kind of the thing. Not saying that you have to write every day, even though it sure do help. But the more you do it, the more you get used to it, and the more ideas will just come flying out of you. The Return of Ward. Yeah. The other planet thing was interesting, but it didn't feel tied into what the rest of the storylines that they had going on. I really appreciated the whole what they call it. This whole android story that they had going on. So that was cool to me because it felt, I don't know, it felt a little more tangible as like a story that could actually happen. But yeah, some of their plots do get a little far-fetched, I will say. Excuse me. Whew. I think, back to your comment, I feel like there were definitely points of... What was I thinking about? The whole Ada plotline, I think, started out great, and I think to me it ended pretty well, but there were definitely more moments in between that were really powerful than, the story as a whole. Because I got pretty emotional with the Mac the Mac storyline in the framework. That's all I'm gonna say there, just in case people are trying to avoid spoilers. But I've been getting more emotional when it comes to TV shows lately, but I don't cry too much in them. I cried pretty hard during that one, though. Ooh. gotta finish the sentence before it leaves me, and I'll get back to the chat. Okay. Sorry, I had to get that sentence out. It was kind of an important one. I cried during kids shows too. No, it's, yeah, okay. I can't tell you how many Disney movies I've straight up cried in. Has anyone seen Inside Out? I hope all of you have, because not only is it an amazing movie, but it's one of the most emotional movies I've ever watched, and it was for kids. It was literally about emotions, so I get it. What's up, gay boy? Hi. Yeah, me. I am gay boy. Hello. That's like not my only, that's not like the only thing that there is about me though. So like, also hello. Okay, what's up? I can imagine that depends on the emotion you connect you have with the show. Yeah. What's funny is I don't get super emotionally connected in shows. There are very specific shows where I'm like, ooh, oh no, emotions. But for the most part, yeah, I don't know. Some shows I usually cry in, but yeah, it really does depend on how connected I am to the show. Ooh, Misfits. I keep hearing that. That's really good. But God, there's so many other shows I need to like watch right now. I'm still finishing the second season of Sense8. Really sucks. Where am I? Yeah, this blog post is an interesting one for me to write because it's talking about visibility. And visibility is one of the most important things for me when it comes to the LGBTQ plus community. I really like talking about it because I feel like it's one of the more important steps in our presence being normalized. So I'm kind of talking about how I contribute to it, or how I try to be visible as much as I can in order to make an impact on society. So yeah. It's been interesting. I wrote like 4 paragraphs last night that I ended up just looking at and being like, no, this isn't where I wanted this blog post to go, and I scratched them all. But they are going to be going up on my Patreon for patrons to read, because I put up all my extra bonus content, things that don't necessarily make it to the final cut, on my Patreon. That way you can see like where my brain goes when it's not necessarily going in the right direction. I mean, it's like they aren't bad paragraphs by any means. They're fine. It's just it's not where I wanted to go with the post. The rest is kind of meh. I think I've heard that about the show. So I guess first 2 to 3 seasons, maybe I'll check that out, and then maybe after that, we'll see about that. Oh my God, go back to my window. Thank you. That's the wrong window still. Oh my God, there we go. Bam. Hero, what are you sorry about? Don't be sorry. Junji Ito. I believe he wrote and did Uzumaki, right? I'm gonna look that up real quick. Yep, I have read Uzumaki. Loved it. Loved it. It was such a grim ending. Like, it wasn't necessarily where I was kind of expecting for some sort of hope, or like, you know, like the main character is getting some sort of justice, but I was very wrong. Because, you know, you're rooting for them the whole time, and like you kind of feel for them, but then it's sad. The thing that happens with me when I'm writing blog posts too is it's like I try not to be too redundant, even though like sometimes I feel like I need to reiterate certain things to keep going on. Yikes. Yeah, Junji Ito is very, very merciless with his characters, and I will take it. Because sometimes you gotta be like that, or else the story that you're doing won't necessarily make sense. I mean, like, because I get it. The way Uzumaki ended makes sense to me. Because that was the most logical ending. And I feel like it might have felt a little cheapened if anything else were to happen. Oh, this actually works perfectly. No, it's not moving. Okay, cool. I had to move OBS a little bit so I can actually see OBS. Oh, this actually works perfectly. So now I can see OBS, my writing, and the chat all in the same thing. So, cool. I'm doing things well. Yeah. Figuring things up as I'm... Figuring things up? No. Figuring things out. That makes me feel good. Now, these things contribute to difficulties in being visible in society. I just came up with the term Cyberland. I don't even think that that's like... I don't even think that that's like... made up. I feel like someone else probably created that. But hey, I might roll with it. Ooh, good question, Dylan. I'll wait and see what everyone else says before I give my input. Did the playlist end? Oh, there we go. My chill music wasn't there. How am I supposed to chill without the chill music? Let me just finish this sentence and I'll tell you what I like writing. Okay, stories that I enjoy writing. You know what's funny is I don't actually really like writing like sci-fi or like, you know, stories with you know, sci-fi or fantasy elements, but I'm excited to start my post-apocalyptic story, which I still need to actually start. Just because the kind of sci-fi or fantasy that I enjoy the most are things that really speak to like themes about society, and I feel like most of them do, but I feel like they do it in a way that's not always tangible. So they'll have like over-the-top sci-fi fantasy elements, and then I feel like sometimes the points can get lost in there. So when I write things like that, I really try to keep it contained in like still like a very realistic world. So yeah, that's kind of what I like to do. I really like to write things that focus on characters though. So no matter what the story is, I really kind of think of plots within every genre, but like I really try to do more things that really focus on characters and like the introspection that characters have. Mystery and horror is still good though. Very intriguing stuff to write for sure. It's almost like you're keeping yourself guessing, which hey, I'm down with that. Hyper realistic, yeah. Like I still want to feel like I can place myself in that world as opposed to like feeling like I'm like a spectator, and I feel like I can't always do that. This is going to be a controversial opinion, but I wasn't like the biggest fan of Lord of the Rings. And I feel like that was because it was overly fantastical. Is that the right word to describe it? Maybe. But yeah, I couldn't grasp onto it very well because like even though it was... I'm not saying they aren't quality stories. They are definitely well-written stories. It's just not something I could get into. Someone agrees. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. There were parts about it I liked, but like I think the fantasy aspects of it were just too much in there for me. Which is funny because like I kind of like Dragon Age, but like, and that's very very along the same lines of Lord of the Rings, but like I don't know what it is about like certain fantasy things that I can do, but other things I can't. I don't know. Yeah, little unrealistic, but I mean, like, I support that genre as a whole just because, like, so many people just want to escape this reality, you know? It's like they want to read or watch or experience something that just doesn't have anything to do with what we're doing with today. But I like my writing to still nod at what's happening today because, like, yes, I want to take you to another world, and yes, I want you to get involved with these characters that I create, but at the same time, it's like, hey, things are going on in our society, and you should pay attention. Hello, Markiplier. Welcome to the stream. That's a fancy name you got there. It's a mystery or fantasy. So you're creating new worlds, something built around you. You're going hearing their story. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's totally. I totally understand that. Yeah, slowly building the world too is nice because then it gives the reader a chance to adjust with it, because I think that's I even tried to read one of the Lord of the Rings books and oh my god, I got so overwhelmed because of all of the description, and I was like, yo, I'm out. I'm out of here. Dwarves living in caves, elves living in forests. Where do they get food? Good question. The food stand? Cool. I will call you Alexa. I will try to remember that. So yeah, for those who might have just joined, we did write according to some prompts earlier. Kind of got warmed up a little bit, and now feel free to hang out with us while you might be writing your own stories, or if you want a replay of any of the prompts, I can go ahead and maybe throw them in the chat. Or yeah, and we're here to help you if you need some inspiration with anything. We've just kind of been talking about stuff or talking about writing, or we're doing a lot. We're hanging out, and yeah, I'm like that robot. Yeah, one of my friends here earlier, Paige, she has the Echo, and when I watch her writing streams, when she sets the timers for her prompts, she goes, Alexa, set timer for 5 minutes, and I sit there like, God, that's so fancy. I want an Alexa, and the Echo Dot is so cheap. Like, I can almost just get that, and then I can just talk to a robot all day. I have Siri on my iPhone that I can just talk to, but like it's not the same. Siri does get sassy, but Siri doesn't sound as pleasant. Siri has like a very stern voice. You are here. Don't you hate when you like... Oh, I said, hey, Alexa. That's right. I should have realized that Alexa would have said that. Oh, you know, like when you start a paragraph and then you're kind of like, where is this going? You had like an idea of where it was going, and then it stops. Not okay. Not okay. Yeah, it's the worst.
Hold on, guys. I'll get to the chat, but I have a lot of ideas happening with this right now. Whew. It's finally good when that like it starts pouring out like a fountain, like a waterfall. Okay, I feel like I got a good enough start on there one. Ooh. This blog post has been a struggle despite the fact that I'm writing about something I'm incredibly familiar with. Two main things I'm working on right now are a murder mystery game taking place in a space station. Ooh. Or sometimes you forget about a character. Yeah, no, I get that. I'll have characters just like lingering in in the story, and I'll be like, all right, they're in that scene. I should probably utilize them. Hey, but yeah, Tom, LGBT characters in a fantasy setting, go for it. I am all about shoving LGBT characters in stories that they aren't normally in. Because I am of the mindset that we need more representation. I have a lot of shoulders about it. Bo, you're back. Hello. Oh, Alexa, that's cool. Yeah. More pansexual representation, too. I feel like people get really overwhelmed when they hear about pansexuality. It's like, to me, it's not that hard to understand. Like, there's a very distinct difference between bisexuality and pansexuality that makes them different, but people end up being like, well, isn't it just bisexuality? And it's like, well, no. Bo, I'm always talking about queer stuff. I never stop. Even when I'm in this house by myself, I'm just like, what can I talk about that has to do with being queer today? When you're in the community, my words aren't working. When you're in the queer community, it's like it's kind of a daily thing for you. You're always thinking about it. And so sometimes when you have straight people being like, oh my god, why are you going to talk about it so much? It's like, because it's our life. We live it every day. Guys, and anyone stressing the gate because it's easier. Okay. Yeah, see, and I can see that. A lot of people will just kind of... And see, that's the thing, is people are very focused on labels. So I think finding a label that fits you, I think there's power in it. I don't feel like it's necessarily the most important thing to do when you're trying to figure out your sexuality, but I think it could definitely make it easier. It kind of sucks that you have to make things easier for other people by like mislabeling your own sexuality, but I understand, because it's definitely easier than having that conversation where it's like, well, pansexuality means blah 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 blah, and it's different from bisexuality because blah 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 blah. So I understand your mindset there. A lot of people are confused by the concept of bisexuality. Without getting into too much detail, I know somebody who just came out as bi recently, and her mom reacted in the exact same way, and the exact way I figured she was going to react. She was understanding, so that was helpful for her there. But yeah, it's like if you can grasp the idea of someone being attracted to the same sex, how can you not be
grasp the idea of someone being attracted to both sexes. It's not that hard to understand. Oh, Dylan, that's an interesting thing. Yeah, that'd be an interesting sort of commentary to do, because you would think in the zombie apocalypse, because like when you see zombie apocalypse things like The Walking Dead, things like racism and sexism and homophobia don't seem to be focused on, because more people are focused on surviving and trying to figure out if the people that they're meeting are even going to be good to them. But that would be an interesting thing to focus on, because that's not a topic in society that post-apocalyptic stories really focus on. So that's interesting. I'd want to read that. Yeah, thank you for understanding, Gingerbeard. Yeah, it's because the minute that I remember when How to Get Away with Murder started, and they had the one of the main characters making out with one of his, was when he met his boyfriend at the time. People were freaking out because they're like, "Oh my God, you're showing that kind of scene on TV. What?" And it's like, yo, I've watched heterosexual couples do the same thing in the same time slots and the same kinds of stories. It's like, I've had this stuff like oversaturated in my brain and my mind's eyeballs. And it's like, yo, we have not thrown that much LGBT representation at you in comparison to how much heterosexual representation you've thrown at us. Calm down. It's not all about you. You messed up your keyboard. What happened? What did you do? Let's see. I don't know if I like that last sentence I just wrote. Ugh. Yeah, Bo, I'm totally with you on that. I've been trying to figure out whether or not in my next story I should make them all LGBT plus, because the main character, she's going to be lesbian and her best friend's going to be gay, but I've been trying to figure out if I should make some of the people they know bi. Like, I think my other main character, I think his I don't want to say anything actually because it's going to be a spoiler, but there's a character that he meets later, I'll say, that I'm thinking I'm going to make bi. And then I think his sister that will show up eventually will also be bi, or some other identity in there. I might want to try and fit a trans character in there soon, because I feel like we definitely need more trans representation. But yeah, definitely all about all LGBT casts. Tom, don't even get me started about straight pride. Ooh, it's not where I want to go right now, this stream. I think it's funny every time that you want to say help, this Alexa, like, somehow there's a 7 first. Your keyboard is off. An immortal gay, trans gay, lipstick lesbian, and 2 bis. Bless you, Bo. Bless you.
all kinds of bless. All right. All right. Let's hit the 3:30 mark. I kind of wanted to be done by now, so I think I'm gonna head out. So before I go, I want to say thank you to everybody who joined today. This has been so fun. This is way more successful than I was thinking it was going to be. I thought I was going to be a nervous wreck through the whole thing because I just don't know. Like, I thought there was going to be a lot of pressure on this. There's not a lot of writing streams, so I feel like I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. If this is like the way I should do it, or if this is more, if there are definitely things I should be doing differently. I don't know, like, but I'm definitely really happy about how this went, and I'm so glad that you guys were all here for it. I think my chat box just froze. Okay, let me go back to the dashboard. It was fun. You can't wait for the next one. Thank you so much, Bo. I'm so glad you're excited. I still have some last things I want to say, but I need to format this. My chat box that I was using froze, so I had to go back to the Twitch dashboard, which isn't working the best for me, but me. Actually, there's probably a way I can make it work. Hey, stay with me while I figure out how to make this work. Ooh, I did. I figured it out. I'm so good. Windows. Just moving windows around. That's all you have to do. That's all you need. Nope, just kidding. That's not working the way I thought it was going to. Damn it. Whatever. Let me minimize that. Sorry, this was not as exciting. Oh, yeah, Gingerbeard. Streaming is hard. It's hard to know whether or not I'm doing this right, because... And since you guys are still here, I'll give you my spiel on my writing streams. The way I wanted to do it is I wanted it to just be like we're all hanging out, kind of writing together. And if we were actually in a situation where we were all sitting in the same room writing, we wouldn't necessarily be showing off our writing like to everybody, like just like having it right in their face as we're writing, because like that's not how people write, you know. Like we don't write in a way to where people are watching every single thing you do. But I noticed that writing streams online on Twitch, people do have their windows up, and I didn't really want to do that because, like I said, people don't necessarily like watch you behind your back while you're writing. So I really wanted this to be kind of like we're hanging out writing. I wanted to create like a realism behind it, and I feel like I'm achieving that. I just don't know if that's necessarily something that everyone would want to get behind, or if there's something I could do to make it a little different and more engaging. I'm not super keen on the idea of like having my writing on display on here. I'll definitely be reading lines and stuff from my work to share with you. It's just I don't want it all out. I don't want to bear it all, because then it's like you're not going to want to read it if I actually like post it eventually. So, you know. But yeah, we're doing art in the background the whole time, so I'd say nailed it. Okay, thank you, Gingerbeard. I'm glad that you enjoyed this. So I think I'm going to keep going on this format. Because I like the vibe of it. I like that it's really like we're just hanging out. We've been pretty much chatting this whole time while we've been writing. So writing or doing any other art. So I think that worked out really well for us, and I'm glad this worked out really well. So I'll be doing these dispersed throughout the week. I don't know that I'm going to create like an exact schedule for them. So if you want to make sure you know when I'm going to be doing my next creative streams, definitely stay followed to me on here, because I'll try and put them in the channel feed as much as possible. Also be following me on Twitter and Instagram, because I will talk about it there for sure. And all of these links are down in the panels. My website and everything where I post my writing is down in the description as well, so that way you can see when things are posted. I will be sharing that on Twitter and all my social medias as well. Thank you for stalking my Twitter for stream times, Bo. If you want to get access to some behind the scenes / words, some writing that isn't ever going to be made public, be sure to join my Patreon, because I will be posting certain things that won't ever get shared and extra content that didn't quite make it to the final cut of my projects. So yeah, that's all I have now. Again, thank you so much to everyone who joined. I really had a lot of fun. I'm so glad you guys can all make it. One more thing, I don't know that I'll be streaming at this time all the time, because eventually I will be getting myself a full-time job, and so streaming at this time just won't be happening. But it'll definitely be still throughout the week, maybe sometimes on weekends. But yeah, really exciting. I'm so glad that we did this. Okay, for sure gone now. Thank you so much for coming. I hope to see you guys all at the next stream. I'm also going to be playing Overwatch a little later tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So, because I haven't played Overwatch in a while and I miss it. So if you want to come by for that later, I would be happy to see you there. And yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all very soon. Bye.